There was a time Kwesi Arthur and Yaw Tog was unstoppable. One ruled the rap game, the other led the drill movement. They had hit songs, millions of fans, and bright future ahead. But now, everything has changed. No more chart-topping hits, no more industry dominance. Instead, fans are asking the same question: what really went wrong? How did the two of Ghana's biggest young stars go from dominating music scenes to fighting for relevance? To understand this downfall, we need to revisit their incredible rise to the top. Emmanuel Kwesi Arthur Jr., popularly known as Kwesi Arthur, was born on December 18, 1994. He grew up in a humble home with his parents, Samuel Danso Arthur and Vivian Ofosu Danso Arthur. As the firstborn in the family, life wasn't easy. Money was tight and opportunities were few, but even in the struggles, Kwesi had something special: raw talent for music and unstoppable hunger for success. At Tema Senior High School, he watched his classmates prepare for university. He wanted to join them, but reality hit hard. His family can't afford.
I almost become security guard. When all my friends went to school, I really felt like a failure.
But for Kwesi, this was just the beginning. One day, everything shifted. Kwesi heard an album that changed his life. He was listening to Drake Thank Me Later. He had a realization: if Drake could make it from nothing, why can't I? But there was a problem. Music costs a lot of money. Studios aren't free. He had no producer, no connection, nothing. Most people would have given up, but Kwesi saw this as his first challenge. Every hero needs a guide, someone to show them the way. For Kwesi, that guide was Grand Up Charlie, a movement that supports underground artists. They believe in him when no one else did. They gave him a platform, a community, and most importantly, a chance. Now all he had to do was to prove himself. He kept releasing songs after songs. In 2015, his big moment came when he released Grande. This wasn't just a music, it was his life story in a song. The street embraced him. People saw themselves in the lyrics. But Kwesi Arthur knew he had to push further, so he did something bold. He called in Sarkodie and Medikal for the remix. With two of Ghana's biggest rappers on his track, Kwesi Arthur's name spread like wildfire. Suddenly, he wasn't just an underground artist, he was the future of Ghana rap. But getting a hit song is one thing, staying relevant is another. Kwesi needed to prove he wasn't one-time wonder, so he got to work song after song, hit after hit. Wara, Anthem, Don't Keep Me Waiting. And then the impossible happened. In 2018, Kwesi Arthur named Rich beyond Ghana. He was nominated for BET Awards. A young boy from Tema who once struggled to afford food, living in a poor house, was now competing on the international stage. This was the peak. Everything he had worked for was paying off. But as every hero learns, the higher you rise, the harder you fell. Kwesi Arthur started to fail. But just as one star was shining, a new name was rising in Ghana music scene. A young rapper from Kumasi, a boy with a fresh sound, a teenager who took Ghana by storm with just one song. His name is Yaw Tog. Born as Testing Owusu-Jima in 2003, Yaw Tog grew up in Kumasi. Life was simple. He wasn't born into riches, and he wasn't struggling either. But there was something different about him. Rap was his lifestyle. From young age, rap wasn't just entertainment for him. It was an obsession. Whilst other kids were playing football or video games, he was memorizing lyrics, studying flows, and rapping in front of mirrors. At first, music was just for fun. He would freestyle with friends, rapping about life in Kumasi, school struggles, and life hassles. He never imagined it could be something bigger until one moment changed everything. A new movement was rising, Asakaa. This was Ghana's version of drill music, a hard-hitting rap star that has taken over the streets. Yaw Tog was just a spectator. He watched as older boys like Kawabanga, Reggie, City Boy, and J-Bag took over the underground scenes, dropping songs that shocked the streets. Then one song changed his life. Yaw Tog heard Akata by Kawabanga and the Asakaa Boys. The energy, the beat, the raw street vibe, it was unlike anything he had heard of. And in a moment, he got an idea. This wasn't just a music. This was a calling. He had to be part of it, but there was a problem. Nobody knew him, no connection, no industry backing, no fancy studio. Just a dream and a few friends who believe in him. In 2018, Yaw Tog made a decision. He's going all in. He linked up with some of the Asakaa Boys, City Boy and J-Bag, and together they hit the studio. It wasn't just a high-tech setup. This is a small room, a mic, and pure talent. In a tiny studio, they recorded Sorry, a song that would change everything. This wasn't just a rap track, It was an anthem, a battle cry for the youth. It spoke about rising up, chasing dreams, and never backing down. And when they dropped the song on September 3rd, 2022, everything exploded. Sorrow was everywhere. It was top Apple Music in Ghana, dominated Boomplay and Spotify, and sent a shockwave through the music industry. The video got millions of views in just a week. But this wasn't just a song, it was a movement. Yaw Tog raw energy combined with the Asakaa Boys' powerful lyrics gave the track something special. It felt raw, it spoke to generations. This was it. Yaw Tog was no longer a rising star in Ghana. He was on the world stage. Then in just one moment, everything started to change. At the peak of success, Yaw Tog was still in school. He kept on dropping a few songs here and there, balancing his studies with his growing fame. Then he finally completed. Now nothing was holding him back. Everyone expected him to go even higher by dominating the music industry, but instead, something strange started happening. The hype was fading, the energy was shifting, the hits were not coming. But before everyone could understand why, everything started to fall apart. The Asakaa movement wasn't the same anymore. Yaw Tog wasn't the same. So what really happened? Was it betrayal, industrial politics, or something deeper? The truth behind Yaw Tog fell might just be the craziest thing you have ever heard. Fame is sweet, but just one move can turn everything into a nightmare. Yaw Tog and Kwesi Arthur had everything: money, his song, and the world watching. Then in a blink of an eye, they fell off. And the reason was a simple mistake. This is the story of how bad contrast destroyed the two of Ghana's biggest stars. Kwesi Arthur fell is because of a deal that cost him everything. Imagine you are Kwesi Arthur with crazy talent. You want the world to hear your music. Then a record label comes along and say, "We'll make you famous." Sounds like a dream, right? That's exactly what happened to Kwesi Arthur. Nanda Charlie promised to push him, and at first everything was perfect. The songs were everywhere, his name was booming. But there was one problem: the contract. At first, all he cared about was the fame, so when they gave him a paper to sign, he didn't think twice, he just wanted to blow up. But later, he realized the truth. The label was taking almost all the money. Some say he was only getting 10%. What is even worse was that instead of the label to use the rest of the money to push him further, the label started bringing new artists and started investing in them. When Kwesi Arthur realized this, he left the label. Feeling betrayed, that's where he dropped the song Pain, a message to the world that he has been played. But then it was too late. Without the label behind him, things was hard. And just like that, the rise was over. September 2020, Yaw Tog was on fire. His song Sorry was everywhere. The Asakaa Boys were running Ghana drill scenes. It looked like nothing could stop them. But behind closed doors, money was causing problems. Now that the group was making cash, they needed to agree on how to share it. Some members, including City Boy, decided to create a contract. But when they sent it to Yaw Tog and his family, they refused to sign. And just like that, everything changed. Tension started growing. Fight broke up. Sadly, Yaw Tog wasn't in the inner circle anymore. And the remix of Sorry was made. Some of the boys were removed. The movement that was rising started falling apart. Before, they were all moving as a team. Now everyone was on his own. And just like that, Asakaa wave faded. Yaw Tog, the boy who had the biggest drill song in Ghana, disappeared from the spotlight. Just one contract destroyed everything. Yaw Tog and Kwesi Arthur had talent. They had fame. But one mistake ruined it all. They didn't pay attention to their contracts. And the time they realized, it was too late. Before you sign any deal, read it, because one bad deal can kill a career forever. If you think that this story is crazy, wait to see this. The top 7 richest men in Ghana.